why I was laughing at her. I can't believe she failed, and now she's out driving, like trying to learn how to drive right now. I'm just like, be interested to see how they can check speed.
Minute 35 gone in semifinal number 2. Just getting you set here at the Ballhockey.com Athletic Center. Marcus Lagerstrom for the Niagara Rebels, forcing a turnover there, and there's a soft opportunity for the Rebels. We'll try and get you set here as we concurrently call the game, and the referee didn't like the way that the Midnight Express player was shoved to the ground there. It appeared to be shoulder on shoulder. And in all likelihood, had he not fallen on that play, I don't know that it was any different than a lot of the collisions that we've seen throughout the semifinals and, in fact, throughout the weekend here at the BAC. Niagara Rebels are in white, red, and black, and conversely, in red, black, and white are the Midnight Express. Midnight Express, I believe, centered in Toronto, Ontario. Niagara Rebels, they call the BAC, Ballhockey.com Athletic Center. They call this facility their home. So we've got hometown Niagara Rebels against the Toronto-based Midnight Express, both looking to take on the Pittsburgh Gods in the championship final, set for 6:30 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching around the world, it's a little over, where do we sit now? A little over 2 hours from now. Well, back and forth there between the two players. Exchanging some cross checks. It's a power play here for Midnight Express. It's Bobby Hauser and an easy tap in for number 10 of the Express, Adam Bevilacqua. And really just a fortunate rebound for Bevilacqua. That said, he was unmarked. And on the power play, it was Bobby Hauser, 52 on the far side, who ripped a shot into the pads of Aaron Compasano, the goaltender for the Rebels. And the rebound right on the stick of Bevilacqua, who just shoveled it into a wide open net. So 2 minutes, 14 seconds into this game, and Midnight Express leading the hometown Niagara Rebels 1-0-0. Still lots of ball hockey to be played. His 22 is up with it quickly now. Little backhander, doesn't make it through to the net. He retains possession, however, though. Back to the point, and he just throws the ball down in deep, where it looks like 77 is fighting for the ball. Make that 17 fighting for the ball for the Midnight Express, who still have the ball now. The defenseman, 21, sneaking in backdoor, and tough pass to make in ball hockey. That saucer pass. The ball doesn't settle as well as a hockey puck does, and that's what happened there. It looked like he had his defender open, but the ball just bounced over his stick on that one-time attempt. Face-off now just outside Niagara zone. Yeah, Daniel Satachi winning the draw for Niagara Rebels. And being a Niagara-based team, I apologize, but I am inherently a little more familiar with some of the players on Niagara, having played with and against them over the years. And that ball's thrown the length of the floor. It's covered up by the Midnight Express goaltender, David DiGeronimo. DiGeronimo between the pipes for the Midnight Express with a face-off coming up to his right. That said, Midnight Express continually in the semifinals or championship games, so we are used to seeing some of their players, and a big line out now. We've got 55 here with the yellow shoes. That's Matt Tremblatt. I remember him from years past. Big guy down the middle, just trying to remember his name.
He plays here.
And I'll get that for you in a second. Might be Sean Hannon. Right, yeah, that is Sean Hannon, number 13. That's Gill over for it, number 5. Throws it up to Hauser, right wing, playing the offside. Over to Tremblatt. These guys are going to be dangerous. Tremblatt, Hauser, and Shannon. Just flat out good ball hockey players. I mean, can't say much more than that. As Gill has it now, thinking about shooting, more of a slap pass. As Hauser sent in all alone, and he roofs it right over the glove of Camposano, back of the net. That's 2-0 Midnight Express over Niagara Rebels, and definitely some sort of defensive breakdown there for the Rebels. It didn't look that Midnight Express really did anything that creative to force that 1-on-0 opportunity for Hauser. They just Gill threw the ball up the boards, and it was one-touched into the middle, right onto the stick of Hauser. Was allowed to walk into the hash marks and tuck that one just under the bar. No chance for Compy on that one. And the Express are back at it again. Down below the goal line now is number 11. Lots of fight left, though, in the Niagara Rebels, and good thing for them. Lots of time left on the clock. Just coming up to the 4-minute mark here of this game. 88 now on the far side for the Niagara Rebels. Looks like an opportunity there for the Rebels. And I may get some of my Barbuses confused. If you're wondering, there are actually 6 Barbus brothers on the team for the Niagara Rebels. So if you think that I'm calling out the name a lot, I am. And here's an opportunity for the Rebels, and they score! Tanner Pagandum able to bang that one into the net, and lively boards here at the BAC. So that slap shot just sailed wide, but quick carom off the back boards, and it was a wide open net for Tanner, and he found it, and just like that, 2-1, we've got ourselves a ball game, people. Yes, we do have ourselves a ball game. Niagara Rebels on the board now with their first of the game. As Gill fires one off the draw, Compy, the goaltender for the Rebels, plays that off his shoulder into the mesh. So now we've got a face-off down in their zone. Hauser lining up for the draw, 52 for Midnight Express. Got Tremblatt, 55. Playing the right point on the draw, looking to load him up. We'll reset and do that one again. Gill, number 5 on the far side. We've seen these guys before, and my apologies, that's Gurjat Singh Gill, number 5. The Rebels are up and away. Tremblatt played the body there to dispossess 74 of the ball, and Rebels didn't like the way that he did it, but play continues on. Rebels over their blue line. Find 90 up the middle. 90 assisted on that last goal. He's got the ball again. Through the middle now. Hits a shoe. Rebels maintain possession. It's 74, one of the Barbuses. Throws that on net. My apologies. That's Pangandon. I should know. He scored the goal for the Rebels, and he's on the ball again. But Express throw the ball in. Their forwards go off for a change, as to their deep. Wholesale now for both teams. There's a turnover by the Rebels. Express with an opportunity, but unable to capitalize. Compy makes a stop there, and the Rebels corral the rebound. 4 strong now over the blue line. Quick little shot on net, trying to go 5-hole. DiGeronimo, though, closes the pad, and smothers that one. So we've got a face-off coming up. 6:29 here left in the first period. 2-1 victory. If you're just joining us and resetting, Midnight Express based in Toronto. They're in the red. In the white is Niagara Rebels. Semifinals of the Clash of the Titans. As it is number 11. That's J.K. Gill. He steps out, backhands it to his defensive partner. Tried to find a cutting forward through the neutral zone, but Rebels turned that one around. Looks like one of the players there for the Rebels might have been hurt on that play. So the referee just blowing things down, and in the eye of player safety. Sorry, I apologize. It was 21 playing the left point there for the Midnight Express. It's Gil Jason. As it's Shannon up with the ball now, 13. Over to 94. 94 for the Express with a little bit of time, but good job by 71 of the Niagara Rebels to close both his time and his space. And his pass attempt hit his foot up over the glass. So face off now deep in the Rebel zone. That's Chris Vijanis, 71, playing defense for the Niagara Rebels. Shannon gets out of the air, back to Tremblett. His shot is a hot one, but it's too high. They've got Shannon in 16, battling hard for the ball on the far boards. Penalty up coming to the Midnight Express. Compy goes to the bench for the extra attacker. So for the time being, 6-on-5 here until Midnight Express are able to touch the ball. Shannon obviously got in one final whack with that altercation on the far boards. It's what the referee saw. So we've got a power play coming up to the Niagara Rebels. But right now they're looking to capitalize with Compy out of the net. Minor over to the far side. Down low now for 16. That's Kuzmarski, 16. It's looking far side. Finds him. Touch pass to Minor. Minor, quick turn and shoot by 91. Sitachi on the turn and shoot. Good positioning there by DiGeronimo. As he touches the ball on the save, the referees blow the whistle. And we've got a 2-minute minor penalty upcoming to number 13, Shannon, for the Midnight Express. So first power play opportunity. Oh, just being told that it's Sean Hannon, not Shannon. And they are right on that. So my apologies. Sean Hannon, number 13. I have been calling him Shannon. Here's an opportunity now and a misplay, and 16 fires that into the back of the net. And ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a tie game. And boy, how momentum has changed. Off the draw, it looked like that ball kind of just skidded towards DiGeronimo. And about 2 or 3 players were there. Nobody really sure what they were going to do with the ball, whether DiGeronimo was going to cover it. And it ended up just kind of bebopping its way over to number 16, who found himself with a wide open net. And just like that, it is a 2-all ball game. As that ball appears to go in. And I think it does. Referee indicating that it was a goal, so right off the draw, Midnight Express have capitalized. It's Matt Tremblatt. We mentioned before the game that coming into this, Hannon, who was in the box there serving that penalty, Bobby Hauser and Matt Tremblatt were going to provide a lot of the offense, a lot of the big plays, and there's Tremblatt again loading up off the draw. And Compy made the save off that long-distance attempt by Tremblatt, but the rebound went straight in the air and fell back in behind him into the back of the net, despite the best efforts by the defenseman who was going up for the jump ball, but just unable to get it as he kind of collided with Compy and everybody trying to do what they could to keep that ball out of the net, but unsuccessfully. So 3-2 now, Midnight Express leading the Niagara Rebels. Lots of action here, lots of entertainment. Early going still of semifinal number 2 at the Clash of the Titans, as it's 27 in for the ball for the Rebels. Midnight Express away with it now. Well defended, though, by the Rebels. Still with possession are the Express. Looking to walk out of the corner. Sharp angle shot by 11. Compy handles that. Back to 11 now for the Express. J.K. Gill. Before the Rebels take over. Battle for it at the near blue line. Not exactly sure what the referee's calling on that play. Again, possibly just concerned for the player's safety. As you see there, number 9 is being helped up off the floor. Looks like he twisted an ankle. While he was down, may have also taken an extremity to the face. And the referee is indicating that there's going to be a penalty here. And looking into the Niagara Rebels bench and appears to be pulling out one player. And not exactly sure what's going to happen here. And maybe it was just a talking to. 5-on-5 hockey resumes. Apologies for the confusion. Back at the point here for Miner, who winds and fires. That hit his own player in front. We've got Lagerstrom behind the net. He gets caught up with the defender. Landon Berkeley is number 90. He spun and fired. Now it's Lagerstrom. 15 for the Rebels. Back to Troy Miner, wearing the C. That shot hit somebody in front. And great little attempt there as Miner fluttered one towards the net, and DiGeronimo able to capture that out of midair before number 90 looked to be hitting a home run. Our apologies, that was number 90. Looking to hit a home run there just off the side of the net, and had he been able to get that ball out of midair, Berkeley probably was going to score and even things up here for the Rebels, who find themselves on the wrong side of a 3-2 lead for the Midnight Express. Face-off now, deep in the Express zone. 53 for the Rebels, walks out of that draw cleanly. Tremblatt now in the corner, defending against 2 Rebels. His teammate comes in to help. Rebels now turn and fire, gets deflected into the far corner. Express with a little bit of time to clear their zone. Not quite gain the blue line. Now they do as they go rink wide to 96. Tremblatt now with it. Mishandles it a bit, comes over to 77. He turns, looks to go short side. Nice save by DiGeronimo to get the blocker on that. But another turnover for the Rebels, as the Express having a very hard time getting out of their zone right now. Miner with the ball. He throws that in deep. Tremblatt for the Express. He just keeps the ball going to the far side. Half wall now for the Express. Content to just throw it back down low. Again, having a hard time clearing their zone, at least on this shift. And that time they barely do before they bat it out of midair. Cumpy handles it, decides to smother that ball and slow things down. So 2:45 to go here in the first period. 3-2 lead for the Midnight Express. Midnight Express in red, centered in Toronto. Niagara Rebels in white, based here in Niagara. We are coming to you live from St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. My name is Kevin Jack, and along with Brandon Scram, we are WeeStream. As the referee drops the ball, play is back underway. Satachi now goes back to his defenseman, walks up to the top of the circle, tries to find his winger on the far side. He deflects it down deep, so flooring is waved off. That time, though, referee has his arm in the air indicating icing, and that is the call. Tall defenseman there playing the right side for the Midnight Express is Jurgat Singh Gill. Oh, sorry, my apologies. Number 21 is Gill Jason. Surjat Gill is number 5. I believe he's the team captain for Midnight Express. But it is Gill Jason now with the ball. Throws it all the way to the far blue line where he did have a teammate waiting for it. 94. Throws it in deep. Hauser now with the ball. 52. Ever dangerous. Back to Hannon. That shot just went wide. 94 on the spin around backhander. Cumpy stopped that one. Rebels clear it down. DiGeronimo really had no opportunity to do anything else with the ball other than cover it there. So after a bit of a flurry for the Midnight Express, the ball comes down the length of the floor, and Niagara Rebels will have an offensive face-off coming up with just under 2 minutes to go in the first period. Just running through their personnel, we've got number 64, Jesse Barbas. 27 down the middle, that's Mike Barbas. And we've also got 88 out there being Josh Barbas. So that is Josh. Fans on that. Far point now, this is another Barbas. Back to 58, who may very well be another Barbas. My apologies. 58 is Evan Huckalo. Played ball hockey a few times, both with and against Huck, as he's known by his teammates. So we got a few Barbases on the floor and a Huck for the Niagara Rebels. It's Tremblatt back here for Midnight Express, weighing his options. Flips one in the direction of number 11. He lets it go for 88. Works it onto his forehand now. Fires one into the defender's shin pads. Has it back, though, before he's dispossessed. Some cries there from the Niagara Rebels bench, looking for a penalty on that play. The referee's not having it, and that is Gill with the bright gloves. Captain here for the Midnight Express. Fake shot by number 9, who reverses his course and sprints up. Good outlet pass, and there's a goal, my friends. There's a goal. Tanner Pagandum with his second on the afternoon. Got the ball rolling for Niagara Rebels. Now has 2, and to be perfectly honest, didn't look like that much of a dangerous rush. It was number 9 who, again, just kind of reversed direction in his own end. That was Joey Barbas. And then he legged it up the floor. His backhand pass was nice. In stride, he made a backhand pass, tape to Pagandum. And Pagandum just handled the ball quickly, in stride, snap one, low stick side, and it beat DiGeronimo cleanly. And we have 6 goals here in the first period, and we still have 1:08 to play. So 3-all tie here. It's Marcus Lagerstrom in hard for the Rebels as we just passed the 1-minute mark here of the opening frame. Troy Miner, 89, wearing the C for Niagara Rebels. Rings it around the board to Lagerstrom. Midnight Express, though, picked that off, so it's back to Miner. Softs one now. Over to Pagandum. Looking to work the give and go with his centerman. That's Berkeley, number 90. Berkeley's in there on the ball, and he has it now. Over to Pagandum. And it is Gil Jason. That shot hit 19 in the chest and fell at his feet. So he's controlling the ball now, allowing his teammates to change. So new forwards on the floor now for the Niagara Rebels. Midnight Express with a 1-2-2 forecheck. They make a change of their own. Now the Rebels back underway, throwing up to the half boards, but he's being pressured. Now off the glass, nearly intercepted by the Midnight Express. And the horn sounds. As they reset the clock and put 12 minutes on it. 6 goals in that opening frame. Both teams back to their bench, talking strategy. I'm sure a lot of them are probably saying, hey guys, how about a little defense here? 6 goals in that first period. Play a little bit of defense, second and third, and chances are we'll walk right into a championship final set for 6:30 Eastern this afternoon. My name is Kevin Jack. We are broadcasting live here in the WeeStream booth of the BAC, the Ballhockey.com Athletic Center. Great first period. We saw momentum swings throughout that opening stanza. Midnight Express opened with 2 goals and quickly jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Before the Rebels found 1 and then 2 goals of their own in quick succession. And then as soon as they did that, right off the opening draw, the next draw, Matt Tremblatt fires one in from his own blue line to give the Express the momentum and a 3-2 lead. But then Pagandum with his second of the day. Nice little quick shot off the rush, low corner. Made it 3 apiece. So 3-all is where we stand going into the second period. Period 2 underway. Rebels breaking out. That's Satachi in the middle. Over to this side for 16. Finds Satachi again at the blue line. They gain the zone, and now it's 71. Trying to curl into the net. Lost control of the ball, so it's Tremblatt away. He circles back. Almost gets intercepted on that cross-ice attempt, but now it's Hannon away. Finds Hauser. Hauser stick handling with it. Loses the ball. 16 turns and fires. That one goes just over the net. D now between Gill and Tremblatt, up to Hannon on this side. Hannon finds Hauser. Hauser gets the zone. Looks to have a step. Goes towards the net. Here's an opportunity, and they score! Anthony Lovelace. Great job there by Hauser. Turned the corner on his defenseman, then used his body and used his legs. All he needed was a step, and that was enough to get himself and the ball to the front of the net. And as 4 players converge, make it 5 with Compasano, the goaltender, the ball just squirted into the slot. And credit to Lovelace for continuing to join the rush, and he banged that into a wide-open cage. So Midnight Express, once again, take control of this game and the lead 4-3. This is the 3rd time that the Express have had the lead, and so far, the other 2 times, the Rebels have fought back to tie the game. Let's see if they have another goal in them. As DiGeronimo smothers that one. Close to a high sticking there, right at the red line, is number 9 for the Niagara Rebels. That's Joey Barbas. Whacked that ball out of midair, but referee was right on it, said it was below the shoulder, so play continues. I think we've got Barbas, and Barbas up front. And a Barbas on the point. The only wrench in the Barbas line here is Huckalo, number 58, playing left D. That's a Barbas. Back to another Barbas. That ball dangerously slides across the crease. Nobody can get a stick on it, though. And Cumpy just watches that one sail wide of the net. So Flooring. Another face-off now, coming up deep in the Express zone. Let's see if we can run through all the Barbases involved here for the Niagara Rebels. Number 27 is Mike Barbas. Number 64 is Jesse Barbas. Number 88 is Josh Barbas. Number 9 is Joey Barbas. And as mentioned, Evan Huckalo playing the left D to break the all-Barbas line. And that ball just trickles towards DiGeronimo off the draw. So he covers it and will reset. We've got Hannon directing traffic there for the Midnight Express. Big body on the draw. 5-on-5 action. Referee sees Tremblatt just leaving a little early on the far wall, so indicating that somebody else has to take the draw for Midnight Express. So Hannon is out, and in is Bevilacqua. Bevilacqua wins the draw, back to Tremblatt. Tremblatt spins, runs away from the forechecker. Tried to fire Hannon, but that effort a little too far. It's Bevilacqua on the forecheck. Using his body, does a great job to get the ball off him. Here's an opportunity, flips the ball over the stick. Here's a chance right to the slot. Great save by Compy. Little scrambly there for the Niagara Rebels, but they keep the ball out of the net. That chop gets the ball down into the Midnight Express zone. Here's an opportunity now. 3 Niagara Rebels on the ball, but unable to get it. It's Joey Barbas on the back end. Number 9 gets the ball, carries it into the zone. Takes a hit from Tremblatt. They keep the ball in, though, just for a second. Penalty here coming up. No, sorry, thought we were having a penalty, but referee's no indication. Referee waves that one off, actually, as Bevilacqua wins the race to the ball. 95, back with it here. Over to Gil Jason on the far side and up to the middle. Little snapshot hits Joey Barbas before it made it to the net. Now it's Lagerstrom leading the 3-on-2 rush, and I don't know if the Rebels knew that they had caught Midnight Express at a change and had an opportunity there to find the open man, but again, they find themselves in a bit of an offensive break. It's 74 in deep. That's Pagandum with 2 goals on the day. Here's 91, able to wind and fire, and Pagandum looking for the hat trick. Just nice that one towards the net, and it looks like it just hit the post or the outside metal of the net and goes wide. Another opportunity now for Pagandum in front. Somebody's got to cover this guy. Troy Miner, he winds and fires. 17 for Express. He gets a body in front of that shot to block it. Over to Pagandum now in the corner. He's got Sitachi with him, and Sitachi has the ball right now. Kuzmarski there. Wildly chops that ball out of midair. Good scoring opportunity out of it, however. Sitachi now finds him in front. What a save! Kuzmarski all alone in front, and DiGeronimo just stuck out that right pad and absolutely doing the splits to go post to post and rob Kuzmarski of the equalizer. I mean, Kuzmarski was just allowed to stand out in front, absolutely unmarked, and the Rebels found him on his forehead, and you know he's going to want that opportunity back. Is just watching Kuzmarski goes to the bench and finds a quiet spot by himself to kind of collect his thoughts and wonder about what might have been. Hannon with the ball, looking for a teammate out front. Hauser was there, but he was unable to thread the needle on that pass. Rebels clear the zone. It was deflected, though, so no flooring. Gill back with the ball. Make that Gurjot Singh Gill. His pass, though, missed its intended target, so flooring on the call. 4-3, Midnight Express leading the Niagara Rebels. One of these teams will move on to face the Pittsburgh Gods in the championship final with more than $10,000 on the line. Each of these teams have guaranteed themselves a minimum of $1,400. The loser of this game will get $1,400. And again, the winner moves on to the championship, where more than $10,000 is at stake. $8,400 to the gold medal winning team, and to the silver team $2,800. One of the biggest prize pool in all of North America, and likely the most prestigious ball hockey tournament, drawing teams from all over North America. This team, though, featuring a couple of teams from Southern Ontario. So we've got Midnight Express based in Toronto against the Niagara Rebels. The other semifinal saw two American teams, one from Pittsburgh, one from Boston, facing off against each other. Rink wide now for 88. That's a Barbas. Nice little move over to 87. He tried to do it himself. Looked like he had a lot of mesh to shoot at. Nice save by DiGeronimo to get his chest in front of that. There's a one-time attempt. 53 wants that again, as he didn't get all the wood on it that he would have wanted. And a couple of great scoring opportunities there for the Niagara Rebels. The first one created by a nifty little backhand move through the legs by Joey Barbas. My apologies, by Josh Barbas, leading the rush. And I think the intention of that move was to control the ball himself, and it ended up being a perfect pass to number 87, and that was Troy Minor in all alone. And quick little stick handle, tried to tuck it under the bar, but DiGeronimo was up to the task. And it's 87 under center right now. Sorry, that's Garrett Russell, number 87. And it was Russell with the scoring opportunity off the great Barbas pass. And this is Joey Barbas, number 9, with it now. Setting up behind his own net. Midnight Express at a strange formation here with 3 men across the blue line. And I say strange, seems like an opportunity for the Rebels to get an odd man attack, and that's exactly what's happened here. But good defensive play by Midnight Express to intercept that pass. It's Joey Barbas back again, getting bodied by number 11. 10 has it now for the Rebels. Sorry, make that 90. That's Berkeley. Berkeley with the ball, looking for an outlet. Found one on the near boards. Battling for the ball still is 53 and 77. And it's Berkeley that comes away with it. Midnight Express, though, able to gain control of that ball. Over here to Bevilacqua, number 10. Sets up in the office behind the net. Tried to slide one out front once, twice, now thrice to no avail. Bevilacqua gets bodied off the ball. Now the Rebels have it. Berkeley with the shot. Good stop by DiGeronimo. Rebels forcing here, but Midnight Express doing a good job keeping them into the perimeter. Playing the ball off the glass when they need to. Interesting that the first period saw 6 goals, and the second period we have just 1 goal now. 4-3, Midnight Express leading. Midnight Express in the red. Niagara Rebels in the white. Their captain, Troy Minor, back to get the ball behind his net. Being chased by 2 forecheckers for the Midnight Express. Rebels now getting control of the ball. It's Minor up the half wall to 16. Midnight Express briefly taking the ball away, and it was 71 with a shot attempt there, but got deflected on the way to the net, into the mesh, and so we've got a face-off coming up now deep in Niagara Rebels territory. Running through the lineup here for Midnight Express. Up front, they've got number 44, Jeff Smith. 22, taking the draw. That is Michael Vitro. And it's 16, I believe that's Loveless for the Niagara Rebels. Sorry, Kuzmarski. My apologies to Loveless. Called his name earlier on, but it's Kuzmarski over here, 71. There's 91, Satachi, weighing his options. Seeing that the Express had 4 defenders back, decides to give it a go at DiGeronimo. Midnight Express have it. That is Smith, number 44. Battling for the ball down low with 15 all over his back. Still has it, sends it the length of the floor. And with 4:21 to go in the second period, we got a face-off coming up in the Express zone. Looks like they're trying to load up Huckalo off the draw. Sorry, my apologies. It was 88 cocked and ready for it. This 22 is back for the Rebels, being hounded there by 94 for the Midnight Express. Goal scorer, Anthony Loveless. There's Loveless. Matt Tremblatt back. Dangerous line on the floor here for Midnight Express. They scored the 4th goal for them. Loveless, Hannon, and Hauser. Rebels have the ball now, though, and that's 22 with a snapshot that gets deflected into the corner. 64, far corner for the Rebels. Finds 46. His quick snapshot doesn't make it through to the net. Tremblatt wins that battle. Tried to clear the zone, near side, and got a little too much air under that ball, so it flies over the glass into the mesh. 3:38 to go. We've got a wholesale change on both sides of the floor. Apologies. Hannon and Tremblatt are staying on the floor for Midnight Express. Offensive zone here for the Rebels. Needing a goal to tie the Midnight Express as they trail 4-3. Neat little pass up the middle from Tremblatt. 94 away here for the Express. Apologies. 67. 94 is Loveless. 67 is Marcus Mentis. And there's a goal. There's a goal for the Midnight Express. And now a 2-goal cushion. And the crowd here at the BAC just goes a little silent, as a lot of the fans here in support of their hometown Niagara Rebels, who find themselves in their largest deficit thus far this game. Sorry, I apologize. Express did jump out to a 2-0 lead early in the first period, but that was quickly erased by 2 quick goals for the Niagara Rebels, and now they've reestablished that 2-goal lead. 5-3 is that long shot. Gets up into the mesh once again. So face off now just outside the blue line for Midnight Express. 3:12 to go in the second period. Niagara Rebels find themselves on the wrong side of a 5-3 score right now. It's Berkeley losing the draw there for Midnight Rebels. Joey Barbas back, now to Berkeley. Berkeley tried to knife that one up the boards. Finally, it's Barbas who finds Marcus Lagerstrom. Speedy winger for the Midnight Rebels. Has the ball now. A little bit of space. It's a weak shot, just goes wide. The Express now with it. That's Bevilacqua, number 10. Sails it back, and same shot, same results for Gil Jason, number 21. Second time that shift that he took a shot from about the same place, and well, field goals, they don't award you with those in ball hockey, so. Satachi now on the draw for the Rebels. And the referee's wondering what's going on there. The Midnight Express started the play with 6 players on the floor, and Niagara Rebels are calling for too many men, and the referees find themselves in an interesting position here as to what to do. I mean, it's kind of a gray area in hockey where it is the referee's obligation to make sure that both teams are lined up with the proper amount of men on both sides of the ball. But ultimately, if the play begins and one team has 6 players on the floor, it's going to be difficult not to slap them with a 2-minute minor for too many men on the floor. I mean, yes, the referees are supposed to make sure that there are 5 aside, but if that ball gets dropped, ultimately it is the responsibility of the team to make sure that they have the proper personnel on the floor. And Midnight Express were caught red-handed right there. I mean, one of their players sprinted right back to the bench. It was obvious that they had 6 on the floor, and right now we've got 3 referees over in the penalty box. There is an off referee just to help them, and I guess the call ultimately is that it's the referee's job to make sure that the right number of players are on the floor for each team. So despite the fact that they dropped the ball, I guess the referee's saying that that's my bad, and we should never have done so. And obviously the coach for the Niagara Rebels is going to have a little word with him. I'd say it's a gray area. That situation does not come up very often. I'm trying to think as if it has ever come up in any of the ball hockey games that I've played here, because there are some nuanced rules and differences between ball hockey and ice hockey. Not sure whether or not that's one of them, but very rare circumstance where you actually start the play with 6 runners on the floor. But either way, no call. 5-3 for Midnight Express as we're back underway. Second period action, semifinal number 2. Pittsburgh Gods await the winner of this match between Niagara Rebels in white, Midnight Express in red. And it's the Express throwing one towards the net. 19 that walks away from it. He's dispossessed, and Tremblatt throws the ball in deep for the Express. Satachi behind his own net. He'll likely just give way to his defender. No, he doesn't. Flips one up in the direction of Kuzmarski. Now it's Miner off Kuzmarski's foot. That creates a turnover now. Here's a quick snapshot for Bobby Hauser, one of the goal scorers for Midnight Express. Referee will call interference there. That's an easy call. It was 71 for the Niagara Rebels. Chris Vijanis. A little slippery on the far boards. He was able to get the ball by Tremblatt, and as he tried to run around Tremblatt, Tremblatt kind of left with no other option. He played the body. That's interference. And again, very easy call for the referee to make, and he did so. And with $1:47 to go, it looks like unless the Niagara Rebels score, we are going to play the rest of this second period on the power play for the Niagara Rebels. We've got Satachi, 91. Looks like that's 58. Evan Huckalo taking the draw for the Rebels. He's got Berkeley out there as well. That's Troy Miner on the back end. Over to Satachi, looking to set up a bit of an umbrella. Satachi now. Back to Miner. Miner winds and fires. That hit the post. Satachi winds and fires. Looks like Di Geronimo made a short side save with the glove. It's Satachi again, weighing his options. This time goes far side, back to Miner, to Satachi, fakes the shot, walks to a better shooting space, and just lost the handle on that. So Hauser throws the ball down, and Miner gives way to Satachi. He's now running the ball up the floor. We've got Pagandum over here as well. They find him. Pagandum brings the ball in deep. Back to Miner, who has Hannon on him. Lots of time for Satachi, and he hammers Hauser right in the right knee. He winces and immediately goes over to the Express bench. Satachi with the ball again. Fed that through to Pagandum, who got a stick on it, so no flooring here as the Express look to win possession of the ball. And it's Express from his knees. Number 11 there, able to chop the ball the length of the floor, so 30 seconds to go in the second period. There's a good outlet for the Rebels. 16 coming in. Kuzmarski with a quick snapshot. Didn't make it through to the net. 71 now with an opportunity. He goes over to 22. He one-times it. Goaltender was square. And the Express clear the ball. Coming up to 10 seconds to play. Could be one more opportunity as Vijanis brings the ball just to the blue line. hits a stick on the way down, and looks like that's going to do it for the second period. Five to 3 at the end of 2 periods of play. Midnight Express up over the Niagara Rebels. My name is Kevin Jack. I am from WeeStream and providing the color commentary here from the Ballhockey.com athletic facility. I guess formerly the Ballhockey.com Athletic Center, the BAC. You'll hear us reference that quite often. Along with Brandon Scram, we are WeeStream. That's a WeeStreem. If you are in Southern Ontario or, in fact, anywhere across Ontario or Canada and you need your event live streamed, we flat out are the best. And evidence is the game that you are all enjoying today, and then another game coming up later today. The winner of this semifinal will move on to face the Pittsburgh Gods in the gold medal final. Set for 6:30 Eastern time, and may in fact start a little before that, so make sure that you still, or keep tuning into the stream rather. We will try our best to start the stream well in advance of the ball drop. So if it's live, then the game is moments away from beginning. If you kind of catch our drift. Setting us up here for the third period. Niagara Rebels over on their bench as we speak, talking over a game plan, seeing what they can do differently in the third period to try and generate a little more offense, or at least generate a little more goals. Offense not necessarily lacking. They had some chances, but Midnight Express able to capitalize on theirs, and Niagara Rebels not so much. But we've seen so far 8 goals scored in the first 2 periods, so I don't think it'd be crazy to say that we're probably going to have another goal or 2 before this thing is done, and if it goes the Rebels' way, we're going to have a tight affair here in the third period. 1 goal gets them right back into this game, this second semifinal, trailing 5-3. 13 seconds left in the man advantage, as we have Bevilacqua for Midnight Express against Berkeley. And it's Bevilacqua who wins it back down to Gil Jason. Gil Jason chopped that up to his forward there, number 11, but the referee deemed that he closed his hand on the ball, made a hockey play with it in his hand to gain an advantage, and so blows it down. So face off now with about 8 seconds left in the man advantage. As the penalty does in fact expire, so back to 5-on-5 hockey. Here's a chance now. It looked like Pagandum had a step on his defender, but wasn't able to bring the ball along with him. As Midnight Express look to clear their zone. Finally they do. The yeoman's work by number 11. He has 2 forwards going to the net, tries to get the ball out front. It's bouncing around there. Midnight Express on it, still on it. Throws something towards the net, hits Compy's right pad. Great save, keeping the score 5-3. Little scrambly there, but Midnight Express did find themselves with a goal-scoring opportunity. And it's Itachi back the other way. His quick snapper. Couldn't beat DiGeronimo, who had come out to smartly cut down the angle. Sitachi looking to make a little move and walk out of the corner, unable to do so. And now Hannon looking to try to find 11 on the pass. Missed him, but Express just briefly had the ball there down low. Now a battle on the near boards. It's Kuzmarski away, over to Sitachi, fakes the shot, and the referee says that Sitachi never in fact did gain the zone on that, and Kuzmarski thought that he had, and so he went in deep, and play was called offside. So we've got Sitachi here wearing 91. We've got Kuzmarski, 16, and 71 Vijanis up front for Niagara Rebels. Hauser crouching down to take the draw for the Express. And there is Hauser on the ball now. Trying to do something. His teammates seem to be well marked right now, so Hauser seeing if he can generate something himself. Trying to shake and bake a little bit on the Rebels defender, Huckalo. Huck won't have any of it. Glove pass is the call, so the ball will come just outside the zone and will reset. Great skill on skill play there is Bobby Hauser, one of the most skilled in the game. Was trying to see if he could generate some offense by beating Evan Huckalo one-on-one. Huckalo playing D to Bobby Hauser's offense, and nothing came of it. And that's because both guys just absolutely world-class ball hockey players, as it's Loveless in there strong on the forecheck for Midnight Express. And lost a step to Joey Barbas, tried to play the body, but took him down, and Niagara Rebels are going to go on the man advantage here. Referee blows the whistle as it appeared as though the Midnight Express had played the ball. So we got a 2-minute power play coming up for the Niagara Rebels, and really they needed this. This is exactly what they were looking for. Trailing by 2, Niagara Rebels need nothing more than a goal here on the power play to cut this deficit in half and make it a one-shot game. Referee's trying to confer on that, are conferring on that just to make sure that they got everything straight. Hannon's right in the referee's ear, but we are resetting here. Deep in the Express zone. 4 on for the Express, 5 for the Niagara Rebels. Man advantage, 10:06 left to go in the third period. And Rebels able to chop that down the length of the floor off that faceoff. So Rebels are forced to gain the zone again, and they do so very quickly. Still in indicates the referee. Kuzmarski doing a great job to keep possession and zone. But it's Vigenis who eventually is dispossessed of the ball. And 11 goes in, wraps up his defender, tries the wraparound backhand. Unsuccessfully. Good wheels, though, to get back into defense. And another penalty is coming up to the Midnight Express. It's likely going to be a hooking call, I would imagine, a slash call. So what happened there, just as I was crediting J.K. Gill for the Midnight Express for doing a good job of both getting involved in the forecheck shorthanded and then using his legs to get involved in the back check. Well, his level of involvement didn't involve the legs, it involved his stick, and he kind of reached over the shoulder of the ball carrier for the Niagara Rebels, and the referee was standing right there. So 9:26. The first call, I believe, was at 10:06, so we should have a $120 of 5-on-3 action here for the Niagara Rebels. We've got Hauser, Hannon, and Tremblack out now, defending 5-on-3 for the Niagara Rebels, for Midnight Express. It's Rebels who control the ball off the draw. Huckalo being chased by Hannon, and Hannon's going to go to the box for that. Goaltender out, so we're now playing 6-on-3 for the Rebels. There's a one-time attempt. DiGeronimo was over to take that, and don't know what Hannon's complaining about on that one. Hannon was battling hard with, trying to see who that was in the corner. I don't know whether or not it was Pagandum or who it was, and they were battling hard, and Hannon seemed to walk out of the corner with the ball, but then Pagandum played him stick on stick to depossess him, and when Hannon turned around to try and make a play on the ball, all he got was arm, body, and maybe even a little bit of his face. Easy call for the referee, and don't know whether that was a 2-minute or a 4-minute. Now, the way that this is going to work, as I understand, is the first penalty was at 10:06. That means this penalty to Hannon will not begin until the 8:06 mark. So even though it's 9:04, Hannon will not come out of the box. His penalty will not expire until 6:06. So the Niagara Rebels are looking to have a power play. So the 3 penalties, 10:06, 9:26, and 9:04. So 5-on-3 now for the Niagara Rebels. Back to Minor, over to Sitachi. Lots of room up there. Huckalo setting up for the one-timer. Sitachi moving the ball a little lower, little lower, little lower. Hasn't moved the ball yet, finds Huckalo. Great stop by DiGeronimo, and you could see that Sitachi was just looking for an opening, just a lane to get that ball through to Huckalo, who was positioned just above the hash marks in the slot. And Huckalo wondering, boy, I need another chance at that. He did everything right except pick a corner. He got the ball up, but DiGeronimo did a great job of sliding across and squaring up to that shot. New center now for the Niagara Rebels. It's Pagandum in to take the draw. Midnight Express, lucky to get a stick on that. They send it the length of the floor. Now remember, at the 8:06 mark, the Niagara Express runner will not come on the floor. And my apologies, suggesting that Hannon's penalty will not begin. Oh, no, I said it right, at the 8:06 mark, and that is exactly right. As a little give-and-go one-timer attempt gets blocked on its way through to the net. 8:10 to go now, 5-on-3 advantage still for the Niagara Rebels. At 8:24, a player will come back, make that 7:24. I apologize, a player will come back on the floor as that shot hits the post short side. Rebels move it around. There's Kuzmarski. That shot appeared to have hit DiGeronimo, then maybe some iron. Misplayed ball there by the Rebels. May get the Express out of position, though. As Express intercept that pass and throw it down, and I believe at 7:24, we will go back to 5-on-4 action, as the second penalty will expire for Midnight Express. And now it's the Niagara Rebels who are going to get a penalty on that. It was Tremblatt who was able to win the ball against two Niagara Rebels players, and then as he tried to get around one of them, he found himself flat out on the floor, and I guess the referee determining that 71 is to blame. So Vigenis is going to the box. So what happened there was the 10:06 penalty for Midnight Express. The initial penalty will now come out of the box on the whistle. Hannon's penalty would have began at 8:06. So we'll have 4-on-4 action until 6:06. And at that point, Midnight Express will go on an abbreviated power play until the 5:21 mark. But until 6:06, we'll have 4-on-4 action here. Niagara Rebels v. Midnight Express, 5-3. And, if Niagara Rebels are not able to come back and win or even force overtime in this match, they have no further to look than a squandered opportunity in the middle of the third period when they needed a goal the most. 5-on-3 with lots of chances. They hit a post, may have even grazed a crossbar. Lots of opportunities to score. 5-on-3, lots of room, but just wasn't to be. That said, still 7:21 to go in the third period. 8 goals thus far. Have to think that there's 1 or 2 more in the cards. Are they going to be for the Niagara Rebels, for the Midnight Express? Only time will tell. It's the Express with the ball. The ball now, it's Jason Gill. Snaps one wide of the net. In hard now. 74 for the Rebels. Pagandum. He's away. As Midnight Express give the ball away. There's Berkeley. Far side to Pagandum. Unable to control that pass. And his pass attempt into the slot was gobbled up by DiGeronimo. Under 7 minutes to go now in the third period. Semifinal number 2. Pittsburgh Gods await the winner of this match between Midnight Express in red and Niagara Rebels in white. It's the Express up 5-3. Loveless getting set to take the draw. He's got Hauser up front in this 4-on-4 situation. Lovelace, though, did something the referee didn't like on that draw, so now he'll swap with Hauser, and it's Hauser in to take the draw. 88 and 64, that's Josh and Jesse Barbas up front for Midnight Express. Their captain, Troy Miner, playing the back end, and it's Miner now playing defense against Bobby Hauser. Bobby Hauser throws that wrist shot just wide. It's one of the Barbases on the far side. Finds Troy Miner. Now to this Barbas. Back to Miner. Winds. Fires. That one just sails wide. Low shot. Stick side. It's Barbas now. Flipping it to himself. Batted out of the air by the goaltender. Referee lost sight of the ball, so blew that down. Now, difficult position for the referee because DiGeronimo, what happened there was one of the Barbases, I think it was 64, being Jesse Barbas, tried to come out from behind the net by flipping the ball to himself. DiGeronimo stuck out his catching glove to thwart that, and the referee thought he had caught it when in fact all he had done is kind of throwing the ball back into the fray. So it's Tremblatt away with the ball cleanly now for Midnight Express. Throws the ball the length of the floor. 4-on-4 action here. At 6:06, Hannon will come out of the box. There's a juicy rebound by DiGeronimo. It was offside, however, said the referee, so maybe DiGeronimo knew that and was just playing it back from one of his defensemen. Tremblatt controls the ball as Hannon now comes out of the box and joins the rush. So power play now for Midnight Express. About 40 seconds of it. Back to Tremblatt. Kicks it up to his stick. This side now to Hauser, who gains the zone on the pass. That slap shot goes wide. Hannon in after it. Can't get around 88. Meanwhile, it's Lovelace back to Tremblatt. Tremblatt to Hannon. Hannon on the half wall, working the power play. Back to Tremblatt. Over to 11. He winds and fires. It scores. J.K. Gill. 6-3 now. Midnight Express lead over Niagara Rebels. And it was a great shot. That shot appeared to be deflected by Compy. He came over and got a piece of it, but it hit his shoulder and deflected up into the top of the net. Great shot by J.K. Gill on the one-timer. And if you ask Compy, he's sure he probably wanted to get over a little quicker with that, so he could have been a little more square to the shot. And instead of taking that off the shoulder, could have taken it a little more squarely off the chest. But man advantage. The ball moves around quite quickly, and those one-timers come very quickly. And J.K. Gill found the top of the net for that. So Midnight Express now leading by 3. As it's Jason Gill dumping it into the far side. Niagara Rebels need to press now, down 3, under 6 minutes to go. So Joey Barbas, number 9, sending that up to Lagerstrom. Lagerstrom backhand chips it. We've got Berkeley in with it. He spins out of the corner. Finds Huckalo. Huckalo looking to spin and shoot. Gets something at the net. Marcus on his way down. 27 still with the ball. There's Huckalo. Oh! Looked like he was going to score that, if not for a stick of the Midnight Express that got in there. And Huckalo now 2 opportunities in the last couple of minutes from almost the exact same spot and just unable to find the back of the net. D. Geronimo absolutely standing tall for the Midnight Express, who are 4 minutes and 58 seconds away from the championship final with more than $10,000 on the line. Pittsburgh Gods are in the house. They are watching this game, and by now they probably get the sense that they will be facing off against Midnight Express, trying to figure out what they're going to do to handle a big trio of Sean Hannon, Matt Tremblatt, and Bobby Hauser, just to name a few. Not to say that the scoring and power is imbalanced among Midnight Express, but those 3 seem to be playing with an extra step this entire weekend and have been stalwarts for Midnight Express, not just this year, but in years past as well. Both these teams, no stranger to Clash of the Titans and no stranger to the semifinals of Clash of the Titans. They are premier ball hockey teams in North America. And today, Midnight Express proving themselves to be the better of the two as Bobby Hauser tries to catch up to that ball. It pinballs around and ends up right at the feet of Aaron Compasano, goaltender for Niagara Rebels. So he smothers the ball and face off now down in the Niagara Rebels zone. We've got Loveless there, 94 for Midnight Express. Under center against Sitachi. Sitachi with the ball now again. Tries to shake and bake, does gain the zone. Back now to 71. 71 slides one through the slot, but nobody home. Rebels now pressing a little more. 3 goals is what they need, but it has to start with 1, and it looks like they're going to start with a power play as Matt Tremblatt is going to go to the box for a hold. It was Kuzmarski that was able to slip away from him there. My apologies, was not Kuzmarski, thought it was 16, but in fact it was number 46. Sorry, trying to get a name on 46 and don't have him on the list, but it was 46 that was able to slip slide away from Matt Tremblatt. And from behind, he just grabbed a hold of him with his free hand and brought him to the ground. So this could be another opportunity for the Niagara Rebels. Just when you thought maybe the door was closed, it opens just a little bit, and we'll see if they can take advantage. Off the draw, they did not, as the Express threw that the length of the floor. Sitachi tried to find his winger, and now it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Make that a 2-on-2 as 71 smartly comes back. That's Vijanis. He got on his horse and was able to back check to keep Gill off the score sheet for the second time today. And it's Gill in there who was able to take a few seconds off the clock against 3 of the runners for the Niagara Rebels. Sitachi gets all tangled and twisted up in himself. That allows J.K. Gill to throw the ball down and gets a few more seconds off the clock. 3.5 to go now in the third period as the Rebels play catch outside the Express zone. Try to gain the zone, but the Express are first on it. Sitachi in forechecking hard. Kuzmarski joins him now, but it's the Express that win that battle. And once again, throw it the length. Compy decides to play it up to one of the Barbises. And Barbas was looking to find Sitachi through the middle, at least to gain the zone or maybe deflect it down. Nobody got a stick on that. And on the power play, the Niagara Rebels end up being called for icing. So finding themselves on the wrong end of a 6-3 score right now, needing to do something with the man advantage, and now calling a timeout. Let's see if they can recollect their thoughts. I'm just going to step away from the microphone for a second, and we'll be back to call the last 3 minutes and 7 seconds of this second semifinal of the Clash of the Titans at the Ballhockey.com Athletic Center, St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. And we're back underway here, third period. Niagara Rebels in the white, Midnight Express in the red. Rebels with the man advantage, trailing 6-3. We're on the far wall now, but Midnight Express quickly are able to regain control of the ball and send it the length of the floor. So we'll try it again as Sitachi jogs the ball over the blue line. Winds and fires now, goes wide. Lively boards here at the BAC. DiGeronimo, though, playing here all weekend, so he knows, and he smartly spins around to corral that deflection off the back wall, and 2:47 to go. Rebels out of timeouts and possibly out of time as Aaron Camposano goes to the bench. So they've pulled their goaltender here, trailing by 3. We've got Evan Huckalo under center to take the draw for the Rebels. Trying now to win it with his feet, but it's the Express who are able to just get it over the red line. So Rebels have to reset and regain the zone. Sitachi weighing his options, throws that into the referee's feet. J.K. Gilhart after it. It's Huck. Up now over to a Barbas. Express, though, again with a very good stick. And they just calmly throw that down in behind the net for the Rebels. As Eric Tremblatt is set to come back onto the floor. So I'd say 5-on-5 action, but with the goaltender pulled. So it's 6-on-5 now for the Rebels. And same play there from Sitachi. Fires one towards the net, sails just wide, and DiGeronimo able to spin around and catch the rebound off the backboards. .208 now to go. Appears as though the Niagara Rebels are just dying a slow death here in the third period. Huck looking to take the draw again. This time they win it. Sitachi. 71 that fires. That shot goes wide of the net. Able to just keep it in, though, at the red line. It was Berkeley. Berkeley now back to a Barbas behind the net. Tried to throw it out front, get caught up in a couple of sticks. As Tremblatt throws a little bit of a punch after the whistle. Referees let things play on. Lots of whistles here. Seems like a basketball game in the dying minutes with all the stoppages of play. You know, the final 3 minutes take half an hour to play. We may find ourselves in that scenario. And so Huck again on the draw, loses it. Express, ring it around the boards. And there's Hauser looking to flip it into the open net, and he does. And that's 7-3 now for the Midnight Express. We'll see if Cumpy goes back into the net for the Niagara Rebels. Don't see any movement over there on the bench, so not exactly sure what they're hoping for. Maybe a miracle. And there's Cumpy as he makes his way back onto the floor into the net. Buck 42. The outcome of this game all but decided. All that's left to do is wind through the minute 42 left on the clock. Then we are going to take a bit of a break. Officially, the final game is set to begin at 6:30 p.m. Again, we will do our absolute best to start the stream well in advance. So when you see the players warming up, you know that the face-off is probably 5, 10, 15 minutes away. But again, we will do our best to accommodate you in that regard. It is going to be Midnight Express in red up against the Pittsburgh Gods. Understandably, Niagara Rebels give it a shot back at the Midnight Express for that. Game well at hand, and the Express defender decided to throw a cross-check into the back of number 64. So I can understand why 64 would be upset at that one. No need for that. And looks like the Express are going to go to the box again. So buck 17 to go. Staying true to form. Whistles about every 10-15 seconds here in the last 3 minutes. And so 5-on-4. We'll see whether or not the Rebels decide to get Cumpy out of the net. They don't, so they'll just play this straight up. And my apologies, it's 4-on-4 as the referee decided that both players were at fault in that last exchange. So 4-on-4 ball hockey is how we're going to end things to save any more penalties. Troy Minor now winds and fires as we just come up to the final minute to play in the third period. Let's call it the game as Midnight Express are leading 7-3. Ball comes out front, but nobody home for the Express as Sean Hannon just throws it down. He has no problem just ceding to the back checker for the Niagara Rebels. Leading by 4 goals. If you want the ball, you can have it as Tremblatt just kind of passes it back to the Rebels. Satachi now at the red line. Stick handling left and right. Can't get anywhere. Minor now. Back to Satachi. Fires from the same spot. Goes wide once again. Tremblatt has it now. 22 to go. Hannon just kind of playing the body on Satachi. Gets the ball and throws it down. And that's pretty much going to be it. Cumpy comes out to play the ball. Referees blow it down. And before anybody gets hurt or does anything stupid, may as well just call the game. So 7-3, Midnight Express come out on top. As the players come in to congratulate their winning goaltender, D. Geronimo. And it was interesting, we talked after the first period that ended up 3 goals apiece, that defense may in fact win this game, and whoever could allow the fewest goals as opposed to score the most over the last 2 periods was going to come out the victor. And lo and behold, that's exactly how it played out, as Midnight Express did not allow another goal beyond the first period, and they scored 4 more of their own. So 7-3 is how we wrap here at the Ballhockey.com Athletic Center as both teams approach center ice. Now, for the Niagara Rebels, they're not walking away empty-handed. For making it to the semifinals, the team gets $1,400, and you see Chief here, CEO of Ballhockey.com, Brian Broley, walking out with the oversized novelty check. For the Niagara Rebels, for Midnight Express, they have 1 more game to play before their check presentation. The only thing yet to determine, will it be for $2,400? Will it be for $2,800, or will it be for $8,400? $8,400 to the gold medalist in the Clash of the Titans, brought to you by Bauer. $2,800 to the silver medalists. So, coming up from the BAC, we've got Midnight Express v. Pittsburgh Gods for the $8,400, more than $10,000 on the line in the gold medal match. Stay tuned. I say stay tuned, but this stream will come to an end, and then in about half an hour's time, the official puck drop or ball drop is set for 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and we will be broadcasting that live here courtesy of the BAC, Ballhockey.com, and WeeStream. My name is Kevin Jack for Brandon Scram. We are WeeStream. Thanks so much for tuning in to the second semifinal. We'll see you back here for the finals of Clash of the Titans.